There are three myths in discipline, and these myths are literally destroying our children. All the parents, they want to discipline their child, and in order to discipline their child, they take in various techniques, they try out various strategies and methods to discipline their child. Every parent wants that the child should be all disciplined, well mannered. So while trying all these techniques, there are three myths that we tend to apply to discipline our child, and these are very, very dangerous. So please avoid these three mistakes. So what exactly are these three techniques that we usually use to discipline our child? Which the very first myth is that silent treatment is better than shouting. Many parents think that if instead of shouting at their children or yelling at their children, the best way is to give them a silent treatment. Don't answer to their tantrums. Don't just stay silent. This is the worst method. This is the worst strategy that we can use for our child to discipline them. Many parents come to me and say very proudly that, I don't, when my child is crying, when they're throwing tantrums, I don't listen to them. I don't shout at them at all. I don't raise my voice. I never hit them. The only thing I do is I just stay silent. I stop responding to them completely. This is not something to be proud of. This is the worst thing you can do to a child. This is literally an emotional abuse. Now imagine if you're working at a workplace and your boss or some of your colleagues or anybody, if your boss is angry with you, or your teacher or your spouse, anybody in the family is angry with you. And all of a sudden, when you are trying to show your emotions, when you're trying to say something to them, you are telling them your desire, your wishes or opinions, you're trying to share things with them, but they, instead of responding to you or even getting into an argument or getting into a discussion with you, they just stop responding to you. They do not answer to any of your messages, your calls, or when face to face, they don't respond to you at all. How are you going to feel? You are going to feel very hurtful. It is very, very painful. You feel so frustrated and upset. So same thing you're doing with a child. I'm not saying that you start hitting them or you start yelling or shouting at them. The best thing is talk to them. Give some kind of response, obviously a positive response, but staying silent and not responding to them at all, giving them a silent treatment, is a clear example of emotional abuse and is the worst thing that you can do to your child. If you stop talking to your child, it is like withdrawing your love from them. And love is their oxygen. You're withdrawing your love from them. You're not giving them any kind of response. They feel suffocated. Love is your child's oxygen. So never withdraw that from the child. It is very hurtful. Withdrawing your love from the child lowers their self-esteem and they start feeling small. You stop talking to your child because you think that not talking to them is going to make them realize their mistake. But the child is very small. They are not as mature as you are. So they never understand that why you're not talking to them and what exactly their mistake is. So rather than giving them a silent treatment, it is better to explain it to them calmly. So when you explain it to them, they understand to whatsoever level, but at least they'll understand something, that what was their mistake. But not talking to them, they will not understand what their mistake was, and they might repeat it again and again. I won't say that you start shouting at them. Shouting is not the best option, but you can always sit and explain things to them, that what was their mistake, how they can fix it, what they can do about it. So maybe to some extent they might understand, and you might have to repeat the same thing again and again or a few times thereafter as well. But still it does make a difference, and it is definitely the best option rather than giving them a silent treatment and making them feel terrible about themselves. Second myth about discipline that most of the parents actually apply is giving rewards than the punishments. So many parents think that not giving punishment is the right thing, only giving rewards to the children is a better thing to do. So if because when parents give punishment to their child, they feel terrible about themselves, they feel that they're being cruel, they're making their child cry, and it's a negative thing to do. So the best is just give them reward. There is a better way of dealing with them, and never to give punishment, because we don't want to become the terrible parents, we don't want to become the bad parents, or we don't want them to cry, and punishment is a bad thing. So this is the second myth of discipline that we usually apply. For example, when we tell our child that, many a times we say, if you will drink your milk, I will take you to the park. If you will do your homework, I will give you this gift. If you will do this, I will give you that. So we keep on giving them the rewards that if they will finish the task, we are going to give a certain thing to them. So this is a reward. So we are kind of positive reinforcing their behavior. So if they do a good thing, they will be rewarded for the same. Well, to some extent it is a good thing, but this is not a reward. This is a bribery. You're bribing your child. You are making them learn that if they act in a certain way, if they're showing a certain kind of behavior, they are going to get bribe. They're going to get this thing. When you start doing this, what exactly happens? Your child starts focusing only on the reward, that what they are going to get. They are going to get to go to the park, they're going to get a gift, they're going to get this or that, whatever it is. So their whole and sole focus is on the reward and not on the thing that they are doing, not on drinking milk, not on doing their homework. So you feel that you are doing the right thing by giving them a reward so that they get a positive reinforcement of drinking milk and doing their homework. But on the other hand, from the child's perspective, their focus is not on homework and milk, but their whole and sole focus is on the reward that they are going to get. You tell your child that you finish your homework, and after you finish your homework, I will let you watch TV. So what your child does, they will do their homework quickly, because they are going to watch the TV once they're done with their homework. And they do their homework in whatsoever manner. They just want to get rid of it. They just finish it off in worst case way, or howsoever. They just finish it off so that they can rush to go and watch TV. Now over a period of time, what starts to happen is, so when they start focusing only on the reward and not what they are doing, they will start feeling that reward is important. And what I'm doing, there is no importance in that. They don't realize, or they don't understand the importance of the task that they are supposed to do. But their whole focus is on the reward. They just feel that I just need to finish off the homework, and homework is a terrible thing to do. I just need to get rid of it. Finally, the idea that comes in their mind is that watching TV is a good thing because they are getting it as a reward, and learning, doing homework or studying is a bad thing, is a punishment that they're supposed to do just in way to get the reward. Is this the message that we really want to give to our children? And finally, they will start having more and more interest in watching TV. They will lose interest in doing their homework or in studying, and you are going to hate that as well. And you have actually taught them to take the bribe. So they are learning how to get a bribe. So when they learn to get the bribe, they are making them more and more demanding, because next time they want a bigger reward, and then a bigger reward, and then a much bigger reward. So the expectations and demands keep on increasing gradually. This is what you are teaching your child. So this is what the child is learning. Unintentionally you are teaching this, but the child is learning this. They want more and more rewards to come on their way. So don't give your child the rewards to do the things. Don't bribe them. This is an abuse of power. This is an abuse of power, and also they learn how to take the bribe, and their demands also keep getting bigger and bigger, which is obviously that you don't want, and they start throwing tantrums, whims and fancies, even that you hate a lot. Instead, what you can do, instead of giving the rewards or instead of bribing them to be specific, the best way is to show the enthusiasm. So this enthusiasm actually increases the level of interest in the child. So for example, if the child has sat to do their homework, you can tell them, wow, there are just 4 sums that you have to do, and maths is so interesting. Let's quickly finish this off, and then you can go out to play. And this maths looks really interesting. Or maybe when they are studying English stories are beautiful. Look, so much to learn from it. Let's read together. Or you can tell after reading the story that what you learned from it. So something like that you can tell them to build in that curiosity, to build in the level of interest in them, rather than giving them a direct bribery. It is your enthusiasm, it is your showing of interest in what their task is. It is going to increase the level of interest on the task themselves. So you can say things like, go out to play, it's a lovely weather, why don't you go out? When you go out, you're going to increase your height, you're going to build up the muscles and things like that. So basically show a lot of enthusiasm rather than the bribery. It is really going to help your child in understanding the importance of the task, and also to stay away from any kind of briberies. The third myth is that consequences are not punishments. So when you say, for example, if you do not study hard, you are going to face the consequences. Now here I'm not telling them that if you do not study, I'm going to punish you. We are not talking about the punishment. We are talking about the results. We are talking about the consequences. And this is what we need to make them understand. The child feels that they are being punished for all these things that they are not doing, or they are doing which they have been told not to do. When they are being a victim of punishments, they start to become more and more aggressive. They start to hate you more and more, and this is what that we don't want as parents. So for example, I say, if you'll not do your homework, I'm going to take away your playtime. So this is what I'm telling that my child, that I'm going to give you the punishment. After a while, they get so accustomed, they get so habitual to it that now it doesn't bother them at all. So they start saying, it's okay, fine, I'll not do it. If you want to take away my playtime, just take it. That's okay. It doesn't matter to me, or it doesn't bother me anymore. So that threshold has gone much higher. Now they are not bothered about the punishments that you were, or threats, or empty threats, or fulfilling threats, whatever it was. The threats that you were giving before, now it doesn't affect them anymore. What actually we can do here? Well, no child likes to do their homework. Every child wants to just finish off their homework and go out to play. So this is what they want. So as parents, what we can do here is create scenarios where they are able to finish their task quickly. For example, you have told your child to clean your room only, then you can go out to play, otherwise I'm going to take away your playtime. Now here the child gets very angry, they're aggressive, that every time the mother is threatening that my playtime would be taken away from me if I don't clean my room. So next time they say, okay, I don't want to clean room, you can take away my playtime. Instead of that, you can just give a helping hand to them. You can say, okay, let's do one thing, you just clean this part or this area of the room, I'll just put the clothes in the laundry bag. Or you can just take care of the toys, I'll do this much for you, so I'm going to help you. So give a little bit of helping hand, so that they feel that, okay, the task that my mother has given it to me, it's getting I'm getting over it quickly. So quickly I'll be able to finish it off and then go off for playing. Or maybe in their homework, you can just help them a bit, give them a helping hand. Okay, I'll just revise the concept with you so that you can understand really well, and quickly you can finish off the homework. So by helping them a bit, or by just giving them a bit of support, you are making them feel that they can finish the task quickly, and then they can rush out to play. So empower them by helping them. So don't get into these myths of discipline. Don't punish your child, don't reward your child, or in fact I would say don't bribe them to do the tasks, and empower them, help them, support them. So we understand that giving them a threat, bribing them, or giving them a silent treatment to make them keep quiet, all these things are quick fixing of parenting. So there are no quick fixes at all. We need loads and loads and tons of patience with the children, but it is worth it. So these are not momentary things that we are doing. This is a brain that we are building. So by being a patient mother or a father, by being a patient parent and gradually dealing with them, we are actually building and developing a brain of a child. Building a brain of a child is just like building a house. How do you build a house? Do you just dump all the material in one place, or do you just say to the designer or the builder, just do whatever you want to, just build up the walls and I want a house to be done, to be ready, that is it? Or do you actually take time to design a house nicely? The sofas, the matching windows, the matching curtains and the cushions and so on. So it takes a while to build a house. Same way, it takes a time, it takes a while to build a brain of a child. It needs a lot of patience. So start parenting with neuroscience. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and learn more about child psychology and parental tips.